Nasagip ang 80 taong gulang na retiradong huwes sa isinagawang rescue operation ng Provincial Crisis Management Committee ng Lanao del Sur. Pursigido naman ang puwersa ng pamahalaan na masagip ang iba pang sibilyan na bihag pa rin ng teroristang grupong Maute. May ulat si Jam Rukat ng PIA Iligan City.
Nagpapatuloy ang rescue operations ng Provincial Crisis Management Committee ng lalawigan ng Lanao del Sur sa pagligtas ng mga sibilyang bihag ng Maute Group sa Marawi City. Bagong nakaligtas ang isang 80 taong gulang na retiradong huwes na nakilala sa pangalang Pikunum Pundugar ng Response Rescue Monitoring Team sa Marawi City. Agad siyang dinala sa health center sa probinsya para mabigyan ng tubig at agarang gamot sa dehydration. Ayon sa Pangulo ng rescue team na si Saripada L. Pacasum Jr., may 11 hanggang 12 araw na walang tubig at pagkain si Pundugar nang natagpuan nito na nakabaliktad sa sahig ng kanyang kwarto.
11-12 days na walang water and food. So nakuha namin siya nakabaliktad sa sa floor. So, hindi makamove kasi mayroon din siyang may injury rin. So all alone 80 years old data, I think.
Tiniyak naman ni Pacasum na 24/7 ang kanilang rescue operation sa tulong ng militar.
Yeah, actually we're here at 24/7. Depende lang sa go signal sa amin ng If we're allowed to enter, we will go.
Sa kabilang dako, iginiit ni Western Mindanao Command Chief Lieutenant General Carlito Galvez sa isang press conference na mayroon pang mahigit kumulang 100 hostages na bihag sa loob ng Marawi City. Na dito ang Lilod, Bangulo at Marinaot na ngayon ay sinusuot ng tropa ng gobyerno. Ayon naman kay Brigadier General Rolando Joselito Bautista, Commanding General ng 1st Infantry Tabak Division, na sa conflict area, isa sa kanilang malaking konsiderasyon ay ang pag-rescue ng mga bihag.
Once they are determined, eventually if there are LPGs there, then we will be very cautious on how to address the LPGs and at the same time to rescue those trapped civilians.
Inaasahan na mas pinaiiting pa ang paghahanap at pagsagip ng mga sibilyan na bihag sa siyudad ng Marawi. Ibinahagi din ni OPAP Secretary Jesus Dureza na malaking tulong ang pagbukas ng humanitarian corridor.
Save as many lives as possible of the civilians. So that is the reason why upon its directive, we have organized what we have referred to as a humanitarian corridor.
38 na sibilyan ang nakalikas sa tulong nito. Para sa bayan, Jam Rukat, Philippine Information Agency, Regional Command and Coordinating Center, Iligan City.
Okay.
Good morning, Malacanang Press Corps and guests. Welcome to the Mindanao Hour and the regular press briefing of Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Julius. All right. This morning, we'd just like to give an update. Based as of 8 p.m. last night, 8th of June 2017. The latest report, compiled report, is of civilians rescued is 1,599. The day before it was 1,561, so there's about an increase of 38 new civilians rescued. Also, recovered firearms is 146, sum total, as compared to 138 the other day, which means 8 new weapons, firearms recovered. Regarding significant developments also as of 8 p.m., 8th of June yesterday. Number one, troops continue to gain more foothold in the inner areas of the city. 2, enemy resistance is dwindling by the day. 3, clearing areas by sector is progressing positively. 4, compounding development remains to be the use of civilians as human shields in madrasas and mosques, as defensible layers, and as staging areas. And 5, additional compounding development is the discovery of tunnels that are possibly part of a network which may have been utilized by the enemy. Government intervention. As of June 7, 2017, a total of 45,109 families or 215 and 434 persons have been displaced in regions 7, 10, and 12, ARM and NIR, of which 3,822 families or 18,473 persons are currently staying in 33 evacuation centers, and 41,287 families or 196,961 persons are staying with either their relatives or friends. As of June 5, a total of 45,316,760 pesos worth of augmentation assistance, that means food and non-food items, have been provided by the DSWD to its response centers and field offices responding to the conflict in Marawi City. The DSWD field office, Region 10, immediately placed the Disaster Operations Center in Iligan on May 23 to augment the operation of DSWD ARMM. We'd now like to defer to Brigadier General Bestie Padilla for further reports and detailed explanations of certain items.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to relay the continuing guidance of the Chief of Staff to our men and women in the field. The Chief of Staff, General Eduardo Año, as of yesterday, reiterated his continuing guidance to put premium on innocent lives and to continue to exert efforts to rescue anyone that may still be inside the city or the areas held by the enemy. To respect civilian properties during clearing operations and complete discipline among our men in uniform conducting all these military activities in the area. He is looking forward to more cleared areas in the next few days and is optimistic that our momentum and our phase is at the right manner. His guidance to our ground commanders to put the primordial concern of having our forces execute military operations to ensure that lives are saved through expeditious military action. These are the developments that we have on the military front, and as you may have well known, the Commander-in-Chief was unable to reach our troops yesterday because of the weather. But be that as it may, the Chief of Staff joined the Secretary of National Defense and other government officials like the NSA and Secretary Duresa in visiting the troops, and were briefed accordingly on the positive developments at the front. Generals Rolando Bautista and Carlito Galvez are leading our troops in the area and are optimistic that we can be able to gain more foothold into these areas that are still held by the enemy. May we also continue to appeal to our citizens for their prayers for our troops who continue to remain in the battlefield. And our profound thanks to all the members of the civil society, private organizations, and other organizations who continue to provide much needed relief and assistance, not only for our civilian evacuees and IDPs, but also for the assistance and the inspiration they have been providing to our soldiers in the field. Rest assured, our soldiers are doing their part, they're doing their best, and are continuing on with this effort on the ground to facilitate the liberation of Marawi, hopefully by Monday. This is all we have for now, and if there are any questions.
Before that, I'd just like to make some additional announcements. Based on the list of names submitted of those who are in one way or another linked to the rebellion in Marawi, in Mindanao, Secretary Paulino Bial is not in that list, all right? There are two lists, arrest order number 1 and arrest order number 2. Her name is not in any way there, and so whatever accusations regarding her being linked to Maute or ISIS is baseless.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Any questions from the media? Yes, Hannah Sancho of SMNI.
General Padilla, good morning. Sir, there
Morning.
were reports yesterday, sir, na nakalabas na po ng Marawi CPC is Nilon Hapilon. Any information po, sir, or confirmation po sa ulat na ito?
Tungkol doon sa bagay ng balitang yan, tama, kumakalat po yan. I think nanggaling po sa isang tweet ng isang kasamahan nyo sa media na nagsasabing napulot daw nila ito. Chinek ito natin at ang announcement ni Major General Rolando Bautista, ang Task Force Marawi head natin, ay hindi po ito napapatibayan, hindi po ito totoo at naniniwala sila na nandun pa.
Sir, na-mention po sa report ni Yusek Abele yung the discovery ng tunnels. Possible po ba na kung hindi man si Hapilon, yung other members of Mauti po kaya dumaan dun sa mga tunnels na yon to exit Marawi? Or
Hindi pa namin alam kung anong extent ng tunnel network na yon. But old folks in Marawi said that those were already tunnels that existed before because of previous conflicts. If you remember, historically there was a siege of Marawi a long time ago, I think in the 70s, no, 1972 if I'm not mistaken. And that siege may have prompted some of the people in Marawi to plan routes of their escape if ever there are any more of this in the future. So this could have comprised that series of tunnels. But a lot of them have been where caches of arms and ammunitions have been found, and could have been also areas where people can take safe haven in the event that bad elements come into their houses or in their area.
sir, yung tunnels po, sir, follow up ko lang po. Sa ilalim po ito ng mga bahay, sir, ng mga residente?
Sa ilalim ng mga bahay at saka sa ilang mga buildings.
Na-discover na po lahat or possible na mas marami pa po?
It was discovered in the process of the clearing operations and the search for firearms, explosives, and the clearing of potential traps or booby traps that can hurt civilians when they come back.
Questions? Yes, Laila.
Good morning, Spokesperson Padilla. Sir,
Yes, yes,
you mentioned that you're hoping to facilitate the liberation of Marawi by Monday. Sir, what's the basis of this assessment?
The Chief of Staff made an announcement na hoping that by Monday we can freely wave our flags in every corner of Marawi. And we're working feverishly to do that, to ensure we are able to do to a big extent what was announced by the Chief of Staff. And in fact, early this morning, there was launch an offensive against enemy positions that you may have been monitoring. So this continues up to this moment, and we are confident our troops are gaining important headway inside these areas. And as I have mentioned the other day, definitely proving that the world of the terrorists inside the city is growing smaller by the day.
Sir, if you can just tell us, what are the indications that you saw that the siege may be over soon?
Some indications that I am at liberty to say is the volume of fire coming from the enemy side. They are not as much as was before. There are areas where so much enemy activity was monitored, but now seems to have dwindled. And sniper fire has been very selective, to name a few.
Sir, there are also reports of politicians supporting the extremists, the members of the Maute. Based on the information you have, what's the highest rank of these politicians supporting them? And what's the extent
I
of
don't
the
have that information, except to say that one recently arrested former politician was, I think, the basis for that report.
But of any other politicians you have no
None at the
reports?
moment that I know of.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laila. Other questions? Yes, Tuesday New of DZW.
Hi, sir. General Padilla, sir. Sir, this past few days, mayroon na pong mga nakumpiska na mga armas, bala na tingin namin high-powered yung mga nakuha. At may nakalagay pa doon na parang coming from our government arsenal yung mayroon na ba kayong ginagawang aksyon para silipin kung paano napunta sa Maute yung ganito kalalaking uri ng armas natin at kung may dapat na managot dito?
Kahapon nga po sa pagbisita ng ating kalihim ng Tanggulang Pambansa at administrador ng martial law sa Marawi, na ipakita sa mga kasamahan nyo doon yung mga matataas na kalibre ng baril na nakumpiska nila sa kanilang patuloy na pagsisiyasat at pag-clear. Tamang binanggit mo na hindi ito ordinaryong kalibre at napakalakas nito. So itong kanilang ginawang pagplano at nakita nyo sa mga video na lumabas, yung una nung isang araw at yung sumunod kahapon o kamakailan, na matindi ang kanilang pagpaplano. At mariin doon sa kanilang pagpaplano na talagang balak nilang hawakan at kontrolin yung buong kabuuan ng Marawi. So itong napigilan natin ng mga planong ito ay maaaring nagdulot ng mas malawak na kasiraan sa Marawi at mas marami pang buhay na maaaring na matay. And in the course of time, while they are preparing for that, they may have built up this cache of arms. How? They have supporters, they have sources of funds, they can buy firearms in the black market, they can course this through the porous borders of the south, or those that they have already in their possession that they have accumulated over time. So this and all is partly telling and must be the subject of further inquiry so that we can find out the root of how they were able to do that.
Thank you, sir. So, Secretary Abella, sir, on the part of the government, sir, yung ating mga local government, ano po ang aksyon na pwede nating gawin sa kanila kasi parang wala silang nalalaman na nagkaroon na pala ng ganito karaming armas doon sa lugar nila.
So what is your question?
Ano po ang pwedeng gawin ng ating pamahalaan sa mga LGUs and local chief executives concerned doon sa area?
The obvious thing is for the LG to be working closely with the armed forces. So it's basically po parang in a sense an interagency efforts.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. To General Padilla, sir, may online question po tayo. How many more barangays more to eradicate all of them? Ito pong teroristang grupo po natin. May online question lang po.
How many barangays are
Yes,
still
po.
held by the enemy? Is that it?
Apo.
In the last report of our ground commanders, there were about three that they reported. I'm just not at liberty to talk about the names of those barangays at the moment, but
Apo.
perhaps it was mentioned sometime during a briefing before. But those three barangays are the areas where they have hold up.
Okay.
Yun po. Sa tatlong barangay na wala na. Yun lang po. Sa may general area ng Bangolo.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Questions? Yes, Rose from UNTV.
Hi sir, good morning. Sir, regarding sa arrest orders, yun pong listahan ng mga pangalan. Sir, how did you get the information po ng mga kailangan po na arestuhin ng otoridad? Kasi I believe there were reports po nang i-release ang unang arrest order, may mga kapangalan lang po doon, may mga bata pa nga raw pong na-involved, sir.
Ang arrest orders po na binibigay sa amin ay nanggagaling po sa administrador ng martial law sa tanggapan po ng kalihim ng Tanggulang Pambansa at yan po ay ini-issue para sa kaalaman ng lahat. So hindi ko po masasagot yung tanong nyo at maaari ay itanong natin sa kanila kung paano ito nakuha. Pero karamihan sa mga pangalan sa aming pagkakaalam ay base na rin sa mga dati pang impormasyon na in existence na nagpapatunay at nagtuturo ng pagtulong ng mga individual na ito o pagsali nila sa mga naganap na mga pangyayari previously.
So sir, yung primary reason po kaya in-release ito sa public is to help?
Yes, part of that is to get the assistance of the public just in case they may have any knowledge of the whereabouts of these individuals and at the same time personally know them in some cases, then they can assist government and our forces.
Thank you. Yes, Alexis Romero from the Philippine Star.
General Padilla, you mentioned yung waving ng flag come Monday, yun yung objective nyo, di ba?
I-commemorate po yung ating araw ng kalayaan sa buong Marawi ang napakinggan ko, nakuha kong guidance ng naibanggit ng ating Chief of Staff kahapon.
So clarify ko lang, hindi pa yung liberation ng Marawi.
Well, yes, that will be the liberation of Marawi if we are able to successfully accomplish our mission by that day, then that would be the liberation of Marawi in effect.
So pagkatapos ba nun yung lifting na ng martial law o hindi pa?
Yung decision po sa pag-lift ng martial law ay hindi po sa amin sa ngayon. Yung decision po na yan ay kailangan pang i-assess dahil ang kabuuan po ng Mindanao ang dapat tingnan, hindi lang po yung sa Marawi itself. May network po ito at they run the whole breadth of Mindanao from the southern tip, which is the Sulu Archipelago, up to the other areas.
So you still maintain the view that once Marawi is cleared from the Maute, hindi pa immediately ililift yung martial law? Same, yun pa rin ang inyong position?
I would suppose so because there are follow-on actions that needs to be done in order to guarantee the whole security of Mindanao. The talk of the discussions and the talk that has been ongoing this past few days, particularly during the visit of the Secretary yesterday, was already primarily for after the battle phase, which is reconstruction, rehabilitation, and rebuilding of Marawi. So we have already queued our forces who can help reconstruct, rebuild, and rehab. And these are our engineers. Ang amin pong pinaabot na abiso sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan sa Marawi hindi po namin iiwanan ang Marawi na basta na lang ganyan. Kung may nanghimasok, nanira, nanunog, pumatay, ay hindi na po natin papayagan po muling mangyari ito. At tutulungan po namin bumangon ng Marawi sa mabilis na panahon. At kasama dyan, ang garantiya na pag iniwan natin ito, mas magiging matibay ang Marawi. Tulad na nangyari sa Bohol na nakita natin na nagtutulungan ng komunidad at lahat ng ating mga kababayan, yan ang ninanais natin makita sa Marawi sa muling pagbangon nito. Mas maging malakas, mas maging matibay, at mas maging resilient na community laban sa terorismo at saka sa mga banta ng mga rebellion tulad na nangyari.
Meron ba kayong general idea kung gaano katagal from the lifting or from the clearing of Marawi until yung lifting ng martial law? Gaano katagal kaya yung period?
Alexis, in truth, hindi ko masabi yan dahil hindi ko hawak lahat ng information at datos ng security situation sa Mindanao. Yan ay maaring ibigay natin siguro sa ating mga ground commanders na ramdam nila at alam nila yung breadth and width ng problema sa Mindanao. At sila ang mas mainam na sumagot nito dahil sila ang authority. At nais ko palang ibanggit, once we go to the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and rebuilding phase for Marawi, this is not going to entail military action alone based on the participation of our engineers. This is in large part going to be led by our civilian leaders in the area. And hence, what we have been saying all along, that the problems to all these armed conflicts or these threats will require a holistic solution. So after the military action will come the holistic solution where we must partner all together as one nation. The whole of government, all agencies that can facilitate the delivery of services, and the civil society organizations whose advocacy it is to help these communities. So apart from that, the trauma that the community has gone into is one part. So we will need health workers, not only from the DOH, but from other organizations that can send interventions to rebuild the lives and overcome the trauma, particularly on women, children, and the innocent.
Thank you, General.
Thank you.
Questions?
Okay.
Yes, sir. From Philip Tuveza of Inquirer.
Ay, good morning ho, sir.
Yes, Philip.
Sir, pwede po makingin ng update sa Board of Inquiry dun sa friendly fire incident natin. Nabanggit po kasi in General Anyo na tatapusin po this week. Yan.
Yes, nanggaling na po doon yung mga miyembro ng Board of Inquiry at sumingit po sila samantala sa pag-iimbestiga dahil napuntahan po nila yung mga na wounded doon sa insidente na yon. At ang aking nakuha pong impormasyon dyan ay nakausap na nila, na-interview na nila, nakuha na nila yung mga panig ng mga individual na ito. At ganun din po, sinimulan na rin nila ang pag-inquire dun sa ibang major services katulad ng sa Air Force at saka dun sa mga ibang units na naging involved. So they were pulled, aside from the wounded who were available for interview in the hospitals, once we got certification from the doctors that they could be queried, we're also working on pulling out certain members of the units that were involved in that and have them brought to the rear so that they can be interviewed and their views taken. So yun po ang ongoing ngayon at sinisikap ng Board of Inquiry na pinamumunuan ni General Rafi Valencia na matapos nga ito sa madaling panahon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Questions? Yes, Ina Andolong of CNN Philippines.
Spokesperson Abella po. What exactly, sir, can you clarify what the President meant in his speech a few days ago where he seemed to have called out Maranaos for allowing foreign terrorists in their communities, because the statement has received some backlash online from Maranaos taking offense in it na parang sinisisi pa daw po sila. What did the President exactly mean by that, sir?
Taken in context, the statement. Okay. We'll have to get the, we'll have to get the transcript and then I'll refer to that. Okay. We don't have the exact.
But, sir, General Padilla, do you think it might have been related doon sa lagi niyo pong sinasabi na sympathizers who are enabling yung terror activities in Marawi?
We're not even sure if the sympathizers are from the community or from outside. So I cannot say, and I cannot blame anyone. You know, at this point of time, blaming is the least part that we must do.
Correct.
What we have in mind is to move forward, to rebuild, and when we rebuild stronger. That's the point that I was emphasizing on a while ago. That's why all hands must be on the pole so that when we put up the pole, it will not fall again.
You said it's not the time to blame, but then let me quote what the President said. He said, galit talaga ako dyan sa kanila sa Marawi kasi yung mga Maranao, pinayagan yung mga tao, pinapasok doon at manggulo. Is he blaming the Maranaos in Marawi?
I doubt if it's a blanket blame, but I'm sure that what he's referring to, I would assume that what he's referring to are basically the sympathizers, the actual sympathizers who would be that, but it's not a blanket blame.
Ina may just add to that. This battle that has raged on and caused by these terrorists and rebels has become an asymmetrical warfare of sorts. So itong nangyaring labanan na to, ang solusyon dito kasi hindi lang yung armed solution. And we're providing the armed solution right now to quell the force that is inexistent, that becomes a threat to anyone, innocence or government or arm whatsoever. Once that threat is quelled and taken care of, we will have to make way for interventions that will rebuild, reconstruct, and make things stronger from a perspective that will come not only from the armed forces but from all perspectives, peaceful and whatnot. So what may have inflamed the President's feeling is itong mga nang himasok naman dito ay, although sinasabi natin karamihan na tigalabas, may mga iba rin na tiga dyan sa loob. So why did they want to destroy their own lovely city, their own peaceful city, is perhaps one of the sources of that emotional comment of the President. He is from Mindanao, and you must understand how he must communicate strongly for action in Mindanao. So that's why, as I mentioned, we need to rebuild stronger after this. And every Maranao, I guess, understands and realizes that. And everyone, I guess, is willing to contribute, beginning from the local leaders down to the members of the families who have been affected.
Last, sir, are there plans for the President to visit? Marireschedule po ba yung dapat kahapon? And if so, will it be before or after White Flag Survey?
Well, basically, I know that the plan was to have gone yesterday. However, apparently due to weather, it was called off. However, I'm sure that he has plans, but it may be after the Manila events.
Okay, thank you. Question?
Thank you.
Yes, Tuesday New, DZWB.
Sir, assurance lang sa mga taga Metro Manila. Mayroon kasi mga nababahala dahil nandito na po sa Metro Manila nakakulong itong si Kayamora Maute at yung iba niya mga kasamahan. Ano po ang assurance na hindi mangyayari sa Metro Manila yung nangyayari ngayon sa Marawi City? Dahil alam po natin na dyan po sa Bagong Diwa, dyan po nakakulong yung ilang mga ASG, MILF, MNLF na baka raw mag-trigger o mag-inspire sa kanila na magkaisa at gumawa ng hindi magandang aksyon dyan sa loob ng Camp Bikutan.
Wag po tayo mag-overreact sa mga bagay na ito. Yung desisyon na ilipat yung mga high-value prisoners na ito ay may basihan at mas mainam po kasi ang seguridad dito sa Maynila kesa sa lugar kung saan may deklarasyon ng martial law. At yung paglipat nila, hopefully ay matulungan din natin yung mga puwersa na nasa Mindanao na makafocus sa ginagawa nilang trabaho kaysa magbantay sila. Dito sa atin sa Kamaynilaan, meron naman po tayong mga institusyon at angkop naman po, nakalatag naman po dito ang ating security posture na mas nagiging mainam sa araw-araw. We have the NCRPO itself located in the same area. We have the JTF-NCR assisting the NCRPO and all other agencies that are continuously monitoring and ensuring that the National Capital Region is safe. So, what I would want to convey to the public is trust your security forces to do their job and let us not overreact.
Thank you, sir. Last on my part, sir. Patanong lang po ito. Clarification lang daw po.
By Tuesday, dagdag ko lang
Apa.
In addition to that, the repeated call that we make, we strengthen the security of every community if each and every citizen is a participant. So we again go back to that. We can only be stronger if we all participate in that security posture.
Thank you, sir. Last, sir. Patanong po. Clarification lang daw po. Target po natin na makapagwagayway tayo ng bandila sa Marawi on Monday. Kahit daw po ba ito ay wala pang kasiguruhan na nahuli na o mahuhuli o kaya na-neutralize na si Isnelon Hapilon or yung Maute Brothers?
Yung atin pong tinitingnan kasi is yung mga lugar lang na nakubkob ng mga kalaban na nananatili sila at hindi na po ganun kalakihan ito. Yung greater part ng Marawi, pati na yung government centers, nananatili yan at hindi yan nasakop ng sino mang armadong grupo nung nakaraang mga araw. So the capital remain in the hands of our local government as well as the municipal hall where the mayor was staying. Those facilities, those buildings were never in the hands of the enemy as you saw in the video that they wanted to do. So that's what they wanted to do. Gusto nilang kunin yon, kubkubin yon at ipakita na sa kanila yung control ng lugar. Hindi naman nila nagawa. So kaya nga sila, nung simula, kung inyong naaalala, ang unang mga naglabasan sa social media ng mga picture, tinauhan nila yung mga kanto at mga kalye, at hindi nyo lang nakita doon na hinihimok nila yung mga tao na sumanib sa puwersa nila. Pero yung karamihan ng mga Maranaw na natili sa bahay nila, hindi po sumali. So in fairness to the Maranaos who took a stand, may have just been seen as not having taken action earlier because of their fear. But the truth is, they never joined the ranks. Kaya nga hindi nakuha itong mga munisipyo at itong mga ang Kapitolyo. So nung hindi nila nakuha at hindi nila nahimok yung mga karamihan ng tao sa mga pinuntahan nilang lugar, doon sila nagsimula na manakot. Kaya sinimulan nila yung panununog, kinuha nila yung ospital, sinindihan nila yung mga eskwelahan at ang iba pang mga institusyon katulad ng mga simbahan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next question, yes, Pia Gutierrez of ABS-CBN.
So i-clarify ko lang, General. So whether or not we will be able to liberate Marawi by Monday, we will still raise the Philippine flag there as part of the Independence Day celebration, sir. Tama?
Oh, definitely, we should. We should. And this is not only symbolic that we have maintained control over the area, even from the very start, but also symbolic of having the sentiments of our people in the area gravitate for a common unified stand against these bandits.
But the target pa rin po, sir, is to liberate it by Monday.
Yes, as I have been mentioning, as we have been saying all along these past few days, our troops are working and working overtime to facilitate the liberation of Marawi at the quickest time that we can.
Kay Sir Abelia, Sir, General Padilla has been talking about reconstruction, rehabilitation, but is there a comprehensive plan already by the national government?
It's being drawn up. I was able to talk with Congressman Carlo Nograles the other day, and he's the head of the Appropriations Committee. They're starting to draw up plans. Okay, that's as far as I can say at this stage.
So may budget, sir, tayo dun.
Well, it's being drawn up,
Pero sir, if ever, sir, once the fighting is finished in Marawi, ano po yung magiging priority po natin, sir?
Well, it will depend upon the actual joint committee that will be handling the reconstruction. But of course, the clearing and then the reestablishment, meron pong unang-una yung clearing, and then the rebuilding will follow afterwards. But it has to be comprehensive, and of course, it will have to be culture sensitive.
When you say culturally sensitive, ano po ibig niyo sabihin, sir?
We have to take cognizance of the fact that this is an Islamic city. Okay. And so, for example, we had to take cognizance that the rebuilding, for example, has to be along the lines of that which is respectful of their beliefs.
Will we encourage the residents, sir, to return immediately to their houses after the city has been
If it is
cleared?
considered safe, yes.
Once the place is safe, the signal will be given for the safe return of residents.
Okay. Next question from Argel Geducos of the Manila Bulletin, to be followed by Laila Salaveria of the Philippine Daily Inquirer.
To spokesperson Abelia. Sir, good morning po. Sir, with all these events happening, especially after the claim of the Indonesian Defense Minister, how are the ASEAN neighbors helping to address, or how are they addressing the attempt of the ISIS to establish a caliphate here in Asia?
As far as I know, it's still a joint concern, especially Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. But the talks have been under the purview of the DFA, and I think also with the security, no?
Yes.
Security. So it is a joint concern, and they're addressing that. Thank you.
Thank you,
sir.
We're all making, we're all initiating efforts to clarify that, and I guess we received word also from the Indonesians that they will help us, because even the minister said that he may have been misquoted. So that's where I can leave it. But on the part of the Philippines, we are taking steps to strengthen our borders and the like. And along this line, it came out that we may need, and this is a call to our legislators, we may need to relook our Human Security Act. Baka kailangan itong palakasin pa. At parang maging mas matibay at resilient ang ating bansa laban sa mga teroristang nangloloob sa atin.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Laila, from the Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Sir, spokesperson Padilla,
Yes.
clarify ko lang, sir, when you say liberate Marawi, does this mean that Hapilon and the Muute brothers should have been arrested or not necessarily?
The end game is to have them arrested if we can arrest them. But if we cannot, then to neutralize them, because I guess they will always fight it to the end. So the liberation of Marawi will only be when every armed element in the city is gone.
Gone.
Yes.
And the
That
target
means to
is-
say neutralized, targeted, or cleared.
Sir, what changes are you looking to incorporate into the Human Security Act?
Right now, I made mention of that because we need to relook at it, because in the debates that came out during the deliberation, may mga points po na hindi na isama kasi tinanggal po. So we need to relook it. And I don't have the exact provisions yet at this point. So if you wish, we can do that as another topic later on.
For spokesperson Abella, sir, 9 Filipinos have been sentenced to death for the Sabah attacks. What's the government going to do about this? Are we planning to appeal for leniency?
Right now, the DFA is exhausting all efforts to aid those Filipinos sentenced to death in the Lahad Datu attack in 2013. So basically, it's in the hands of the DFA at this stage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Last 3 questions. Yes, Hannah Sancho of SMNI.
Sir, reaction po dun sa Global Peace Index report, number 2 po yung Philippines sa least peaceful nation in the Asia-Pacific region in 2017 due to President Rodrigo Duterte's crackdown on illegal drugs and criminality. Reaction po dun, sir?
Yeah. Basically, we don't know where that person is really coming from, because if you base it on the reports, no, if you base it on the actual, what do you call it? Hold on. Based on what we know from local polls. For example, what we know from local polls is that 75% of Filipinos are happy with the Duterte administration performance. 62% were satisfied with the Duterte administration fighting crime. 64% are fighting terrorism. And more importantly, 76% were happy on the Duterte's administration helping the poor. Even a previous Pulse NCR study showed that 8 in 10 people feel safer specifically because of the war on drugs. So we're not entirely sure where the GPI, Global Peace Index analyst, who apparently is supposed to be a local, is really coming from. Maybe there's a political slant somewhere, but based on results, based on survey results, the net satisfaction of Filipino people is quite high.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Last 2 questions. Questions?
Okay.
No more?
Thank you.
Okay. No more. Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella and AFP Spokesperson Brigadier General Restituto Padilla. Ito po ang Mindanao Hour. Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Thank you, guests. Back to our main studio sa PTV4 and Radyo ng Bayan.